What's up, world? It's your boy, Big G, coming to you live with that marvelous talk, sitting down in the basement of the rabbit hole. Hey, thanks for all our viewers watching us. And man, if you like our content, please like and subscribe. Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you know what it is. Press that like button, press that subscribe button, and let's get it in talking with that marvelous talk. Hey, for all our fans out there, man, we know that a lot of people is having struggles going through this multiverse saga, trying to get some understanding about what's going on with Marvelous Land in the MCU. Hey, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, all they're really doing is just building out worlds, building out stories, and building out backdrops for those characters that we know and love, and for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel comic book land. But to get ahead of the game, I got to start giving information about people that you're going to see stories broke down. And eventually, I believe is either going to be a Disney Plus series or possibly a big screen movie. My first character that I got to start talking to you guys about, because we're going to move past the multiverse saga and move into what I call the mutant saga, is your boy, Bobby Drake, aka Iceman. Hey, man, Bobby Drake is one of the classic X-Men characters and one of the first members or first 5 members of the original X-Men team that was founded by Professor Charles Xavier. Bobby Drake has a unique set of powers that I've never seen duplicated, maybe in a small sense in that other world, which we don't want to talk about, that DC nation. But in the Marvel, you've seen very little characters have any information or any powers or anything about Bobby Drake. Bobby Drake, for you guys, so you know, and you're going to hear me start saying this all the time, is an Omega level mutant, which means that he's almost impossible to kill, but even more so, his power base helps the atmosphere, the universe, and helps the other MCU characters survive, advance, and win out in crucial battles. Not just with the stuff going on between the X-Men and the Brotherhood of the Evil Mutants, not just with the Champions, not even with the Defenders and the Avengers. Bobby Drake has been a catalyst and been a bridge for characters all across the Marvel world for years. So today, I got to give you a little bit of breakdown about Bobby Drake, aka Drake Roberts, aka Mr. Freeze, aka Frosty, the guy that's got the powers with the mostest coming with that atmosphere and that H2O. So man, Bobby Drake is a very young character still to this day as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he's also been rebooted 2 times. But when he first started out, he was the youngest member of the original 5 core of the X-Men. And that list includes Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast, Angel, and your boy Bobby Drake. Bobby Drake has a power called thermokinesis and also a power called chirokinesis. Thermokinesis and chirokinesis means that he can manipulate atmosphere and water on a molecular level any place, anytime, anywhere. So you could put that guy out in the middle of outer space. You could put him on the planet Pluto. You could even set him down right here in the middle of the earth. And if there's any type of water anywhere, Bobby Drake can manipulate it on a molecular level. Bobby Drake also has a very unique power where he has cellular reconstruction. So what that means is he can manipulate his body function all the way down to the cellular level, i.e. why we call him the Iceman. And for those that used to watching back in the day on the Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, where you would see him hit the ice body and come all the way up to the top and bust out of the ice, that's what they were talking about. He was reforming himself on a cellular level to be made out of solid ice. Bobby Drake also has another unique ability. It's the ability to assume enhanced physical form of ice and water. So he can make himself like an ice giant or a frost giant. But he can also duplicate himself in multiple ways. So you could think you're actually fighting Iceman, and Iceman is sitting at the crib chilling, waiting on you to get the battle in. So Bobby Drake is a very powerful mutant. Just to give you a little bit of backdrop story about Bobby Drake. Bobby Drake, early life, and his actual name is Robert Louis Bobby Drake. He was born in Long Island, so he's a New Yorker. So he comes with that swagger. He comes with that real deal. But his mother and father come from two different religious backgrounds. He has a father that is Irish American Catholic, and his mother is Jewish. So that gives you a little bit of sense. And that was something I was pointing out to say why Xavier chose certain people. Because Xavier chose his first rendition of characters who had high moral fiber. So Bobby Drake grew up in an American Catholic Jewish home, understood what that relationship was on the spirituality piece. And I think that also helped him hone into his powers. Bobby Drake's powers, just like most mutants, was activated because of a crisis situation that went down as him as a youngster being attacked by a mob because a local bully was sort of messing with him and was like, trying to beat him up and bully him. And Bobby Drake's powers just popped up. So that, of course, that put him in jail. And then the next thing you know, here comes Scott Summers, a.k.a. Cyclops, blowing off the back of the jail wall, rescuing Bobby Drake out of jail to have him come join Professor Xavier and the X-Men. Bobby Drake was the second member of the class of the X-Men, just by the way, too. But Bobby Drake, when he first started out, if you know those old school comic books, he looked like the Snowman or the Abominable Snowman. And that's, I think, where he got his name, a.k.a. Mr. Frosty. And that's really what was going on, was Drake was just trying to develop his powers because he did not know or understand how powerful he was at that time. And FYI, by the way, 2 of the first 5 X-Men were Omega level. And the third one produced Omega level children, a.k.a. Scott Summers. So these X-Men are critical to the foundation of understanding what an Omega level X-Men was. However, Bobby Drake was one of the first X-Men to actually walk away from the team. Him and Professor Xavier had a lot of falling out because Bobby Drake was that type of guy. He's a New Yorker. You can't really tell him nothing. He knows what he knows, what he knows. And so because he knows what he knows, what he knows, he thinks that he's always on the side of the right. So some of that also with his being young and all whatever else, and some of the catastrophic things that happened and occurred, including him thinking that Polaris, who's Magneto's daughter, that was his girlfriend at the time, before Havoc befriended Polaris, Bobby Drake thought that because of all of these things, he went on to lead the X-Men. And he joined a group out on the West Coast that I think is going to get some flavor in the MCU, which is called the Champions Group. He joined that group with Hercules, Angel, She-Hulk, Ghost Rider, and a couple other offbeat second-tier heroes at that time. But he was in the Champions for a little while he was going to attend UCLA. Later on, Bobby Drake comes back to the X-Men and forms the group called X Factor, which was the reborn rendition of the original X-Men after they figured out that Jean Grey was not dead. She was actually placed in a cocoon at the bottom of the ocean and was reborn. And the X-Force went on to have some of the biggest adventures you've ever seen, including the introduction of the #1 mutant that was ever been around, the guy we call Apocalypse. So with Bobby Drake having to take all these other things on, he learned how to develop his powers more and more and more. To make a long story short and fast forward to the end, Bobby Drake eventually became one of the leaders and one of the founders in the new Professor Xavier schools. So he actually was a team captain of the X-Men, which he was pivotal, and they leaned on him all the time because Drake was the guy that no matter it seemed like how it was going to go down, they would win. Bobby Drake's also been in a Second Coming rendition. He's been a part of the Extraordinary X-Men. He's been a part of the Fantastic Four Returns group that came back. And he even had his solo series in the comic, which I believe we're going to get a solo series of Bobby Drake in the MCU at Disney Plus or in the MCU big screen. But the one thing that I love about Bobby Drake more than anything is that his characterization and his personality is he's brave and bold. And what I'm saying, you got to get a win. You got to cash in with the guy, Bobby Drake. Hey, that was just Big G giving you a little snippet about my man, Bobby Drake, and the original rendition of the X-Men. Man, if you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, please, once again, like and subscribe to the Marvelous Podcast. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter. So thank you guys for listening, for liking and subscribing. As for me, Big G, representing the Marvelous Talk crew with Mod and Max, we out. Peace.